How many rune coins did you end up getting by doing your investigation?
So I did about 10 offers, and out of that 10 offers, four of them actually paid out. So 40% of them paid out, and the total rune coins that paid out was 251. Out of a total of about, I'm owed another like three or 400 technically. I'm gonna do another video on that and to pursue that, not because I want the rune coins. Honestly, I don't want the rune coins. I actually feel kind of guilty taking the rune coins because I'm not using real information. But yeah, only 250 rune coins actually paid out, and that was over about an hour and a half of work.
Which 251 rune coins will get you bugger all on the Solomon store, by the way.
Yeah, that's like three-quarters of an outfit.
Yeah, yeah, that's about right. How much malware did you end up getting after your investigation?
Now, this is an interesting point you bring up here. Now, I had to record that video multiple times due to some technical issues that I ran into along the way. And uh, in one of the videos, I'm not sure if it was the one that actually made it up, I actually encountered a website that after I entered my information in, it was like, all right, you're all set. Final step, just download and install this piece of software. My security settings did not allow. Now, I have to make this known that this type of software, it does what's known as a drive-by download opposed to a regular type of download. It uses a Microsoft installer application, which is different than like if you were to download an executable or a zip file. Uh, this actually is able to run in your browser, a lot like if you run RuneScape in your browser. A box pops up and says, "Hey, do you want to run this?" Java. So Java needs to run. Well, a box similar to that pops up when these types of packages are used, and it looks, pretty, non-suspicious. Now, the box didn't pop up at all for me due to my security settings, but the average user would get this box, maybe not even think twice, and hit yes. And what that does is it would have installed a piece of third-party shopping software what that software does is it goes out, it tracks everything you do, every website you visit, and then delivers advertisements to you on your computer intrusively without your, really consent or knowledge of where it's coming from, unless you were like, yeah, I want this program. I love ads. I love being advertised to. Give me all the good deals from China and Singapore. Uh, so it's like if I hadn't have had security on at that point in time, my computer would have been infected with a pretty nasty piece of spyware that uh, doesn't come with any sort of, uninstall feature. That's one of the main requirements for something to be considered malware, is that it does not come with a piece of software that allows you to remove it as with a normal program. So it's one of those little things where like they tend to be persistent. So yeah, the official answer is I ran across one in an hour and a half of looking. And before and after I started this, I cleared out my cache and all that good stuff. I use CCleaner. CCleaner on the highest settings. CCleaner is a fantastic program. For anyone who doesn't know about it, it helps a lot with system performance and whatnot. So I always clean out my cache and my history and all that fun stuff every time my browser closed down. So I had just launched a new browser and a new browser session to do all this. So at the end of that, I ran the analyzer again to see, kind of what I had accumulated. And my temporary folder had 450 megabytes of just junk data in it from just stored data from all the different websites that I had gone to.
You really can't put it into words. I don't know how you
Yeah,
managed to put it into words, but yeah, you can't put it. You can't put that into words.
think of it like this: the average person over a day of web surfing will probably gather maybe anywhere between 20 and 200 megabytes of junk data from an entire like 8 hours of surfing, not just like a day, but if you were to surf the web for like 8 hours and visit websites that you aren't visiting on a daily basis, but like just a lot, you have to do a lot of web surfing to get half of what I was able to accumulate in a matter of an hour and a half of browsing these scammy fish sites.
I was gonna say in 3 sessions you managed to rack up 450 meg of junk in 3 sessions.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Jagex's decision to put supersonic ads into RuneScape now after your investigation?
I am just as upset as I was originally. I now feel validated. I feel like my displeasure at their decision is just has just been validated. So I am just as angry and disappointed, if not more.
We both had our concerns when this thing was first launched. We both had our concerns about this because we knew where this was going before you did your investigation. But I'm glad that you did your investigation because you confirmed it.
Indeed. And it's hard for me to like when this first occurred, when I first read the initial news post that this was going to be a new feature. Now, excuse me. For those of you who are unaware, my background is information security. That's what I, make my living with. Like those are my trades. That's my skill. So as soon as they announce this stuff, all the alarm bells start going off in my head from all my years of experience and all my years of training, going, okay, this is going to be an absolute disaster. I need to look into this immediately.
Well, I for one am glad you did, and I really do hope a lot of people view that investigation that you did because it just shows you how bad this thing really is.
Indeed, indeed. I did my best to try and make it because it's dry, it's just me clicking through websites. I tried to make it as entertaining as possible by kind of making jokes out of when I saw crazy things like we had mentioned with the extreme amount of cookies and whatnot popping up. And one website, I think, it was asking me all these questions, and I decided to answer some of them with some ridiculous information. So I tried to have a little bit of fun with it, but it's a very serious topic, and it really shouldn't be laughed at on a whole. Like this is a serious problem, and like it's just something that I would expect to see from like an online gambling site, or one of those like overseas like RPGs that are just starting up, that like don't have that have barely any users, and they're trying to find a way to kind of stay afloat. Not the world's most successful uh MMORPG browser based gaming company, or otherwise known as the UK's largest and most successful independent game developer.
That being Jagex.
Indeed.